Hey, how's it going? How's everybody doing? This is just going to be a quick little video talking about some of the favorite stores that I like to buy collectibles at. I don't know what that noise I just made was. But anyway, yeah, just a couple of my favorite stores in Toronto that I do like to buy collectibles at. There's only a few stores that I actually do go to. Used to be more stores, but there's less, and I've just sort of focused on a few that I go to. I don't know. I had a weird little speech in my head about how I was going to say that, but I forgot. But anyway, before I get into that, a couple things I did buy today. Just a quick little view. Hi, Lemmy. Lemmy's over here. Give her a quick little scratch. But anyway, a couple of things about I bought this at BMV, which a store we'll be talking about in a minute. It's King Kong lunchbox. I'm a really big fan of the original King Kong from 1933, and there's not a ton of stuff out there. I mean, there is a lot of stuff if you look for it, but it's not a lot. There's some really good artwork on here and on the top. I know it's kind of hard to see, and the thermos inside looks pretty cool too. Looks really good. It's weird. I have like a small collection of lunch boxes. I even did a video on it recently talking about lunch boxes and pillows of all things. But it's not like I'm ever going to use them. They're display items, but there he is falling off the Empire State Building. Plane that shot him down. But no, it was beauty that killed the beast. No, it was airplanes. That one in there, and then I got this creep show car. And this I got from Thunderstruck, which I will also be mentioning briefly. But it's pretty cool. It's got the name of all the stories from the movie. And the door's open. And the hood opens. There. It's kind of a pretty cool looking car, though. And the trunk opens, but it's kind of difficult to open for some weird reason. There we go. And this thing was a pain in the ass because this is from Jada Toys, and they actually bolt the toys to the packaging. And I don't know, I was trying, you can see like the screw holes there where they attach it. And for the life of me, I could not get one of the screws undone. It was just driving me crazy. I actually had to break the plastic base on it that holds it into place. But eventually I did it. But yeah, it's really badass in the car. And it comes with a little creeper guy. That's some film. But he doesn't stand up so well, so I'm just experimenting with trying to make him a base. Right there. But anyway, these are the top stores that I do like to go to buy my collectibles. One of them is the first one I'm going to mention is called Collective. I've only bought a few things there because a lot of the stuff they sell I'm really not into, but I do make a point of going there. It's on Spadina Avenue, just north. Never eat shredded wheat. So yeah, it's just actually no, it's I'm not even thinking the right direction. It's south of College. That's where it is. It's just south of College on Spadina Avenue, on the east side of the street. It's a pretty big store. They sell, like I said, a lot of things I'm not interested in, but I did find they have like the blind boxes, which I really like, and I've gotten some Misfits one, like Misfit Fiend ones, and Universal Monsters one. I bought Leatherface. What do they call them? Not weird balls, mad balls. Leatherface mad balls. There, I bought an Eddie head from the Iron Maiden mascot. I bought an Eddie figure called Eddie. I think he's called Eddie the Head. I think that's just what he's referred to. But I got that there, and trying to think if there's anything else. But it's not a bad store. They sell a lot of spray paint and things like that, and just random things, like Funko stuff. I think I don't really want to say too much of what I'm trying to remember they sell there, but it's not a bad store. lot of spray paint. I can say I know that, but but yeah, and it's not a hard store to find. It has actually a big giant sign across the top that says "Collective" in big letters, and that's what actually prompted me to go in. I was just like, I should probably check out this store, see what's in it, and it's pretty cool. Another store I'm going to mention, which is also on Spadina, but it's farther south, about a block north of Queen Street, is Sonic Boom. And I used to buy a lot of DVDs there, but they don't sell DVDs anymore. But I do buy. I have bought a few collectibles there. But it's more of a music store. It's got a massive CD and vinyl. A lot of vinyls there that you can buy new. I think new and used. I could be. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's new and used because most of the DVDs I bought from there were used. But I found a lot of hard to find movies there. In fact, but unfortunately, I guess they stopped selling DVDs because realistically, not a lot of people are buying them anymore. Even I'm not really buying them anymore. Like when I go to some of these stores, I don't even look at the DVD sections anymore like I used to. But um, if there is a specific movie I don't have in my collection, like an older version, or sorry, an older film rather, then I might go and look for it specifically. But I don't sit and go through all the movies like I used to. I just, with all the streaming services and everything else. Plus, I still have about 2,500 DVDs in my collection, all mostly in CD wallets now. So I don't really pay that much attention to buying them. And there might be the odd thing I'll go through, like the laser discs, hoping to find some treasure, even though I don't have a laser disc player, but maybe like a copy of Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Night of the Living Dead, some of my other favorite films, even like Star Wars or something, which would be probably hard to find because it's got such a fan base and people collecting all kinds of anything Star Wars. So, which I used to be that guy. Now it's anything, everything else. Mostly anything Gunnar Hansen, Leatherface, right there. Anything Frankenstein and King Kong stuff. Original King Kong, not MonsterVerse King Kong. I don't really find that interesting. But yeah, that one's called Sonic Boom. It's also on Spadina, just north of Queen Street. Another store I want to mention is BMV. BMV's books, movies, and videos. And there's four locations, I think. I know there's three, and there might still be a location on Queen Street. The one I go to the most is on Bloor Street in Toronto, between Spadina and Bathurst. It's a pretty big store, multiple floors. I've over the years, I don't even want to think about how many thousands of dollars I've spent in that store. Most of my DVD collection came from that store. A lot of movie books and now a lot of collectibles. So yeah, it's a pretty good store. The one I go to the most is the big one in the annex. They have another location on on Yonge Street or in Midtown Toronto, just a little north of Eglinton, and it's a smaller store. But I've been to that one a few times, but it's sort of out of the way for me. I'm either uptown or downtown. I'm very rarely midtown, so I don't really go to that one. And then there's another location just off Yonge Street. I can't remember the side street that it's on. Actually, I can probably look it up real quick here, but it's still a pretty big location. It's not as big as the annex location on Bloor Street. So I'm just gonna look at this real quick here. Oops. So B&B Books Toronto, and yeah, Edward Street. That's the one, and it's it's just off Yonge Street. So Yonge and Edward Street, I believe. It's right near the location, if you're from Toronto, where the world's biggest bookstore used to be, which was a massive landmark in Toronto, huge store. Now it's gone. I think it's probably a condo. Go figure. But it was there for decades, and then some rich person from somewhere else decided, oh, I want this land, and I'm going to build a condo. So fuck your landmarks, Toronto. But anyway, it is what it is, and it's not coming back. Oh, my throat's crazy dry all of a sudden. So, but I've bought actually most of my reaction figures I got at that location, to be honest, and I've bought quite a few movies and books from there as well. God, I put somebody's kid through college that owns BMV. So I've spent so much money there over the years. Um, and then there's another, like I said, a location on Queen Street. It's 2 floors, but I think they sell more new stuff. It's a little bit more expensive. Hello, I hear you. Hello. Well, come here. Come here, monkey. Come here. He's calling me. Come here. You want to say hi? Come here. Oh, come on up. There we go. There's the monkey. But anyway, yeah. So BMV, there's 4 locations, and it's not a bad place. Pretty good place to go. That's where I bought the lunchbox today. It was at BMV, and say there's something else I was gonna say about it. Oh, I went there. They had a Star Wars holiday special. It said pop-up book and advent calendar. So I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But all it was still kind of cool. But it was pretty big, about the size of a little bit bigger than a record, I guess, in terms of size, like a record sleeve. Which, they're way over there. But and it opened up to kind of a big thing like this, but and it was all pop up. But I thought it was actually a pop up book with an advent calendar in it. But what it is you just build it every day of December. You add one more thing instead of eating a candy or whatever. I guess you you add one more thing. But the thing was so big, I'd have nowhere to put it, and the cat would have a field day with it. So I was like, yeah. And I ended up buying a lunchbox instead, which I think was a better choice. But anyway, across the street, literally right across the street from the BMV and the annex, is a store called Thunderstruck, which independently owned, really, really friendly. The woman, I apologize, I don't know your name, but super friendly. And that's where I buy pretty much all my cars. I've bought about 7 or 8 of them there now at this point. But and I bought that one there today. Went downtown specifically to buy that, and came home with the lunchbox too. But yeah, it's a lot of anime stuff, a lot of anime books, and a lot of stuff that I'm really not into. But I will pop in there, about once a month or so, just to have a look around. She does sell like NECA figures and other things like that, but most of the stuff the NECA collectibles things I already own. But she does have an interesting collection of cars she sells there. I thought this was really cool. I bought it. I saw it last week, and then all week I've been thinking, do I really want to buy that car? Do I want to buy it? Yeah, I want to buy that car. So, and there it is. But yeah, it's Thunderstruck. It's also on Bloor Street, between about midway between Spadina, Bathurst, probably a little closer to Bathurst. But be warned, if you go there, it's a very tight fit. It's a long, narrow store, and there's so much stuff in there. Like, you're always constantly looking, what's that? What's over here? There's so much stuff in there. Really cool stuff to look at, but it's a very tight squeeze. So I prefer going in the summertime, so I don't have my jacket on. And I always have a knapsack with me, because 9 times out of 10, I got my bike with me. So if there's no one in the store, I'll usually try and cram it into a corner somewhere, so I'm not banging it on things, because it is a very tight fit in there. But a lot of cool stuff, and I bought quite a few cars there. So I guess there's really not much more to say about that. But if you're into anime books, you're into and Funko heads and things like that, Funko figures, a lot of that going on there, and a few other things I've seen. I think she has some blind boxes of different things, stuff that I'm not especially interested in, but she's been there a while now, so a lot of other people are obviously into it, and that's good. It's good it's an independent business, so I fully support it. And another, what was the other place I was going to say? Oh, Treehouse Collectibles. It's more on the east side of Toronto, and actually, let me look up the address here real quick too. But it sells a lot of vintage toys and comic books too. So, give me 1 second. Is it Treehouse Collectibles? Yeah, right there. So, and I'm just trying to think of the street it's off, because you go on the east line of Toronto, the Toronto subway, and you get off wherever the closest station is, which I'm trying to find right here somewhere. Okay, it's on Donlands Avenue, and it's also just off of just north of Bloor Street, Donlands Avenue, and I'm trying to think of the subway station you get off at. So give me one more second. I'll look up the subway map and hopefully it will tell me. Down here. Bay, George, Spadina, Christie. No, that's the wrong way. I believe it's Donland Station actually, which would make sense because it's on Donland Street. So yeah, Donland Station, and then you just walk. You just walk a couple blocks north. It's a little bit of a tight fit in there as well, but it is a really good store. They sell a lot of stuff that I'm not really super interested in, like the a lot of Transformers and things like that as well. But they also do have a lot of movie things, and I've bought not a ton of stuff there just because of its location. It's just a little out of the way. So unless I'm specifically looking for something, or I'm specifically out to buy some toys that day, then I'll make the journey. Other than that, it's just going all the way there and then not buying something. It's just sort of a waste of a trip for me. But still, a really good store. All kinds of different things in there. A lot of cars, a lot of Star Wars stuff too. GI Joes, Transformers, things like that. And surprising amount of movie stuff. Because when I first went in there, I asked one of the, I don't know if he's an owner, probably one of the owners. I don't know who owns the store specifically, but and he said there's a few, not a whole lot. And then I go around the corner section there, and there's actually quite a bit that I was interested in. Anyway, I was like, oh wow. And I remember I bought a few things that first day I was there. So, and there, one more mention I'm going to say is a store that actually doesn't exist. It was the first store that I started buying collectibles at years and years and years ago, and it was called Funorama, and it was on Queen Street in Toronto. And anybody that knows Toronto, that's Gen X, knows that store. There's not one person I'll say that was lame store. It was the coolest store ever. The owner, I think his name was Morris. I want to say his name was Morris, if I'm not mistaken. But I bought so much Star Wars stuff there from him. Super nice guy. He would actually put stuff aside that because he knew I'd be there pretty much every week. And at the time, I wasn't even living in Toronto. I was living out in the country, so I was making a specific trip all the way from out in the middle of buttfuck nowhere to downtown Toronto just to go to his store. Really great place, really nice guy. And it was all vintage toys. Like he had toys there from the 1950s, from the 1960s, stuff still packaged, like just an amazing store. It's really unfortunate that it's not there anymore, but I guess the owner now, like I was going there and I was 20 and now I'm in my 50s, so there's a good chance he may not even he's probably either long retired or maybe no longer with us, which would be unfortunate because he was such a nice guy. And I am going to give one quick honorable mention here, and I'm not going to go into too much detail because I don't want to say any misinformation. But a friend of mine from school, I don't really talk to her a whole lot. Once in a while on Facebook, we might comment on something here and there. But it's a friend of mine named Lori who I went to school with, and she has a store called Dark Side, which is on Queen Street in Toronto, Queen Street East area. I don't know the exact address here, unless, hold on, maybe. Let's see. No, this doesn't have the address. And when I tried to look it up online, I just kept getting a band called Dark Side. I kept getting all this other stuff, so I just looked it up on Facebook real quick and found it. But unfortunately, I don't see the address here. But it is a store called Dark Side, and just a quick, just like a little intro here. Dark Side's legacy now continues on the market room floor with an extensive collection of new and vintage alternative clothing, accessories, classic horror T-shirts, gothic housewares, collectibles, and one-of-a-kind ceramics. So if you're ever in Toronto and you like the spooky stuff, give Dark Side a visit and say hi to Lori. And she's a really nice person, really cool person. I think she used to do effects for horror movies, or maybe still does. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't really talked to her that much in recent years, but I still wish her all the luck in the world and hope things keep going strong for our business. So anyway, those are just some of the stores that I like to buy my collectibles at, that I have no more room to put the stuff anywhere, but I'm still stupid and keep buying shit. But anyway, if you're ever in Toronto and you want to buy some collectibles, check out those stores. The top three I would say is check out Darkside, like I said. Check out Thunderstruck if you like anime and that sort of thing, or if you like cars. And BMV, like I said, still good store, yeah. And Treehouse Collectibles, I just said, Darkside and Thunderstruck being the top three choices. Anyway, if you watch this all the way, thank you so much. It kind of dragged a little longer than I thought, but if you watch it all the way, thanks so much. If you want to subscribe, help me get up to 1,000 subs. I would really, really like that. If you want to like, comment, do all that fun YouTube stuff, I would also like that. I get back to all my comments unless you post something stupid, like something that has absolutely nothing to do with the video, which does happen from time to time, and I just roll my eyes and skip past it because I don't want to deal with nonsense. But aside from that, I hope everybody's being safe, and until the next one, bye.